Everybody, we're live with the Power Player Lifestyle Magazine. My name is Lela Christine, and we have the amazing Dr. Moshe Lewis. And our first guest that we are just putting in the spotlight today is Mayor James Butts. We're so excited to have you. All right.
It's great to be here.
You look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Love it. Super dapper. Mayor, you've done amazing things with the city of Inglewood, Super Bowl, SoFi Stadium, putting it on the map. We wanted to roll the clock back a little bit and just talk about how you got interested in politics, because you were in the police department and chief of police, but that's still a big jump.
Well, that's really quite a story. I'm in my 50th year of public service, municipal government.
Wow.
And I started off in the Inglewood Police Department in 1972, rose through the ranks. By 1991, I was the deputy chief of police in the city of Inglewood. At the age of 37, I was the chief designate for the city of Santa Monica.
Right.
I went there as the chief of police. I was there for 15 years, the longest single-serving chief in the history of the city, and the first black and the youngest chief in the state of California, first black chief in Santa Monica.
Wow. From
there, I went to the Los Angeles World Airport System. I was appointed as assistant general manager in charge of public safety, counterterrorism, and traffic control and security. Had 1,100 employees. Now, so everywhere I went, I said, boy, it doesn't get any better than this.
Okay.
All right.
And then I came back to run for mayor in Inglewood because the unions had approached me. The city was about to dissolve the police department and contract with the sheriffs, and they were in bad financial shape. And they asked me to run for mayor. And there were two elections, a primary and a runoff for the temporary seat to replace the mayor that had to step down. And then there was a primary and the runoff for the permanent seat, all in 2010. I said to myself, how hard could it be with my resume to be elected? Well, I found out.
Exactly. It takes a lot.
I didn't win an election until the runoff for permanent mayor. So an unheard of thing, ran in 4 elections in 1 year.
Wow.
Then after all that work to take office in February of 2011 and find out we had 0 reserves in the bank.
Wow.
And an $18 million structural deficit, and that we weren't going to make payroll by September of 2011.
Wow.
That's deep.
So that's how I got into politics, not because I wanted to, but because I felt I owed the city of Inglewood an opportunity to take advantage of the leadership that they'd allowed me to accumulate by getting my start in Inglewood. I love the city. I have a master's of business administration from Cal Poly Pomona. I graduated summa cum laude. And then by that time, I had worked in 3 different cities, and I understood what it takes to make cities work.
See, that's key and that's important. So my question, to you today, present time, 2022, going into 2023, what can all of us see that's going to be magnificent rolling out for the city of Inglewood, since you have done so much to elevate the city?
Well, let's back up just a second.
Yes.
We opened the largest and most magnificent senior center in the state of California in 2018.
Right.
Okay, we opened the LA Philharmonic Youth Orchestra program. It moved from LA to Inglewood to an old security bank that the city purchased to land bank, and now it trains youth by the finest orchestra musicians in the world. So we have Yola.
That's great.
The NFL Networks left Culver City a year ago to locate in Inglewood, 450,000 square foot building.
Definitely.
We have YouTube. We have a 6,000 seat performing arts theater right here in Inglewood. Showtime, 3 weeks ago, opened up a production studio. So at least 115,000 square feet in North Inglewood, an area in the industrial area that people said nobody will ever go to the industrial park anymore.
Right.
So now what do we have coming? Well, we finished up Super Bowl 56.
That's right.
Sure,
That's
we
right.
have the Super Bowl champion Rams
That's
here.
right.
Then we move on into 2023, the college football playoff series for the NC2A. Not just the championship game, but the whole playoff series will be held in SoFi in Inglewood.
Okay.
WrestleMania will be here in March. I never knew what a big deal WrestleMania was until we landed WrestleMania.
Is that like MMA, the WrestleMania? I mean,
Well, no, it's not like MMA.
okay, I don't know what
It's like
sports.
worldwide wrestling entertainment.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
It's entertainment.
Yes, yeah.
We have the Intuit Dome that's going to open in 2024. Rolling Loud will be here in March of 2023. We are going to have either a playoff or the championship. We're shooting for the championship game of the FIFA World Cup in 2026. And then in 2028, the Summer World Olympic Games will open in Inglewood. And I just found out 2 days ago, we will be the site of basketball and swimming.
All right.
Wow.
So this is all around sports here in the city of Inglewood, and entertainment, and music.
Entertainment. That's
Entertainment,
right. And
sports,
culture. And
culture.
youth development.
Right. Can't
Refinement.
leave those things. What would you say are some of the pearls of your success, some of the secrets that have allowed you to network and build those relationships to work with all these different companies?
Well, it's kind of interesting. When you meet people, the first impression you make of them is their posture.
Yes.
And their appearance, then their dress, and then you listen to how they speak, their diction, and then you listen to the potency of their thoughts. Okay? And that's one thing that I have prided myself throughout my life is developing my ability to interact with people, because that's where it all starts.
Right.
And then, but even if you have all that, if you don't have the foundation behind it, if you don't have the wisdom, learned experience to let people know that you're going to be a capable partner for them, particularly people that have made billions of dollars, they're not going to deal with you. And I believe that that's had a large impact on my ability to communicate with people, to show them that we're not going to be a doormat, but that we're going to be effective partners.
That's right.
Because everything has to work for Inglewood. What do I mean when I say that? Every one of our development agreements, for every one, the reconstruction of the Forum, the construction of SoFi, the construction of the Intuit Dome, they all have 35% local hire provisions in the development agreement, which means we verify that by certified payrolls, that you're paying prevailing wages, and that you work toward getting 35% Inglewood hires. So what does that do for us? When I took office in 2011, we were coming off a year of 17.5% unemployment, probably the highest in the state of California. Pre-pandemic, we got down to 4.7, the lowest unemployment rate for a minority majority community, and we're 92% black and brown in the United States of America.
Wow.
We had provisions that demanded that we get 30% of the subcontractors were minority-led or women-led disadvantaged businesses. That's how we did the bulk of our minority hiring, because they were local subcontractors. They accumulated $800 million from the construction of that $5.8 billion arena. 36 million in wages went to Inglewood residents alone. So this is what I mean when I say we have to have effective partnerships, not just a successful building.
Right.
Partnerships are key. And speaking of partnerships, what in relationship to health and wellness is the city of Inglewood doing for its residents? Because I look at you and I see, like, in this past 3-4 years, you've transformed. You look good, you dress well, you speak well. So what's that secret?
I didn't look well in this one.
No, you did. But I'm just saying, as you are gracefully maturing.
Okay.
I hate to say the word age.
Hey, look,
you look good.
I'm 69 years old. I'm proud of it.
All right, we're proud of you
wouldn't
too.
have known that. Wouldn't have known that.
69. All right.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You can't you can't force people to change a lifestyle. You can't force people to work out, nor can you force them to change their eating habits. But what you can do is provide examples and educate people. Now, I've worked out hard all my life. However, like most of us, we were not raised to understand the consequences of what we put in our mouths.
That's right.
We're trained to eat a certain way, and we think that we can eat endlessly. We don't think we can eat mindlessly. And what happens is, over the years, our metabolism's slow, and then that concentration of sugars, carbohydrates, and all the insulin they cause to release in our body start to catch up with us. And so, when people ask me, then I say, well, look, here's the thing, though. We're taught to eat too many meals. We're not taught to eat properly. Bread is useless.
It is.
Processed sugar is deadly for you.
Deadly.
And then what happens is, when you accumulate too much fat, it begins to store in your liver, and you get a condition called fatty liver. And that makes your liver less effective. Now, why is that important? Your liver is the organ that eliminates things that your body doesn't understand.
Right.
Poisons,
Exactly.
actually.
Right, toxins.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay, it removes toxins. And so when you damage your liver, then you're on your way to bad things. And so me, as much as I've worked out hard since I was 19 years old because I didn't appreciate the consequences of eating. I had, within 2 years, I had 3 heart attacks, 2 minor where I didn't feel them, and I got stents, and then 1 major blockage where I should have died. This was the main aorta. And because I had worked out so much all my life, I had developed an ancillary arterial system that fed my brain the 30 minutes that my heart was not functioning.
Wow.
And, well, it wasn't functioning properly. And so I was born again hard after that. And so I got out of the hospital, walked 3 blocks, chest on fire, couldn't breathe. And, they were telling me this is what I was going to have to accept. I says, no, I don't. And I said, tell me what the numbers I have to meet for my blood pressure, my oxygen uptake, and my heart rate. And I said, I will design a program. And so what I did little by little, I got to the point where I could walk 5 miles. Then I started doing push-ups. Then I went back to the gym. And so then I started to walk 2.5 miles from my house, work out 40 minutes at LA Fitness, and then walk the 1.5 miles home. 6 days a week. Lost 40 pounds in a year. And so I say that to say, you're talking to a person that isn't just preaching because they've always been like this.
Right.
No.
You're talking to somebody who faced death.
Right.
And I can tell you from personal experience that what we put in our mouths is 70% of how we look, how we feel, and the quality of our life.
That's right.
The other 30% is working out. And that can be something so simple as walking 1.5 miles, 2 miles a day.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
That definitely hits it on the head. I wish we could get more of those testimonies because one would never know. And I really appreciate you feel comfortable sharing that with us. What's a take home for people that are moving into Inglewood, which is happening more and more, people that live there, that you want the residents to know?
Well, we had a street meeting last Saturday in Century Heights on 102nd Street and finished up the conversation with us. I says, I need everybody here to raise your hand if you've become a millionaire. And everybody at the meeting, 50 people raised their hands, okay? Okay, so here's the takeaway. The takeaway is this, that minority communities have the right to self-determination the same that other communities do.
Yes.
And so what we've done in Inglewood is we've put together plans, strategies to implement those plans. And we've executed those strategies relentlessly. And what's done is it's benefited the city, benefited the residents, benefited the children. And so that's for the people that stayed through Inglewood through the tough times.
Right.
And what's happening now, if you want to move into the city, you're going to pay a premium to be there. You kind of got a choice. Now, that being said, we still have more affordable housing units per capita in whole numbers than anywhere in the South Bay. Our median rents, the middle price, is lower than anywhere in the South Bay, and we have a 3% cap on rents in the city of Inglewood that the council implemented. So we've tried to, we kind of have like a slogan, New Inglewood, same people. And that's what we're trying to do.
We like that. I mean, that's like so important, don't you think, at the end of the day? I mean, because LA County is massive, and then in LA County you have all these cities, but Inglewood is just expanding and it's standing out and it's getting bigger and it's getting more powerful. We love LA County, all of us, but Inglewood, we have to put the spotlight. That's the reason why we wanted to have you on our show. So we're excited, and plus we just like what you're doing.
Well, there's a couple of things I want to say. You know that things have changed perception-wise when the Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles leave Marina Del Rey, 35,000 strong, and they relocate in Inglewood. No one can say
I was a Girl Scout.
You're deemed dangerous.
Yes.
Secondly, when they list properties for sale in Westchester, Windsor Hills, View Park, Ladera Heights, at the bottom of the flyer they say Inglewood adjacent.
Right.
So that becomes a selling
That's
point.
good.
Yes.
That's good.
So the last thing that I can say is that the only thing that's changed in Inglewood is everything.
Sure.
And I have one rule. It's But's rule number one. Rule number one is never be number two.
I love it.
You know what? And we're going to close out on that.
That's excellent.
Oh my God. Well, thank you, Mayor James Butts. We think you're phenomenal. And
I appreciate that. I appreciate you inviting me. I had a great time.
definitely. And we want to come out to some of the good things that you're doing. You know, Power Player Lifestyle. We have about over 800,000 subscribers, our newsletter.
Look
People
forward
don't
to
know
it.
that. So thank you.
All right.
You look good and we appreciate you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
Thanks for the insight. Thanks for the wisdom.
Yes.
Really appreciate
Yes.
it. Thank you.
Yes.